The grand meeting hall of the Galactic Alliance buzzed with urgent voices. On the main screen, images from Mining Colony 7 showed destruction. 3 dark ships hovered near the colony's main dome. They were black as space itself, with edges that seemed to blur and shift. Void Reavers, Admiral Tai announced, his voice heavy. They consume energy and leave only death. The room fell silent. Even the most confident aliens looked worried now. Captain Jin studied the images carefully. He had read reports about these Void Reavers, but Earth had never encountered them. They were feared across the galaxy for their ability to drain energy from ships, stations, and even living beings. The colony has 5,000 workers, continued Admiral Ta. We must send ships immediately. That's when the arguments began. Many species didn't want to risk their advanced vessels. My people cannot spare our warships, said the ambassador from the crystal world of Luminar. Our defense fleet is needed at home. The Droxy battle cruisers are not designed for rescue operations, claimed their representative. We would be ineffective. Jin watched as, one by one, the mighty Alliance members found reasons not to help. For all their advanced technology, they lacked courage when faced with a real threat. Finally, Jin stood up. The room quieted as all eyes turned to the human. Earth will send the metamorphosis asterisk, he said simply. For a moment, there was silence. Then laughter erupted from several corners of the room. What will the humans do? Throw rocks at the Reavers, mocked a tall, thin alien with 6 eyes. Perhaps they can distract the Reavers with their primitive radio signals, added another, causing more laughter. Admiral Tai raised a hand for quiet. Captain Jin, while we appreciate Earth's enthusiasm, the Void Reavers are extremely dangerous. Your ship would be destroyed before it could help anyone. Jin kept his face calm. We understand the risks, Admiral. We still volunteer. The Admiral studied Jin for a moment, then nodded slowly. Very well. Your ship will assist with evacuation efforts. Stay far from the combat zone. The last thing we need is to rescue you as well. As the meeting ended and plans were made, Jin felt someone approach him. It was Hana, the Illyrian diplomat. Captain Jin, she said quietly, there is something you should know. She led him to a quiet corner away from the others. The reports are not telling the full truth, Hana whispered. My sources say there are not just 3 Reaver ships. There may be more hiding nearby. The Alliance is not taking this seriously enough. Jin's eyes narrowed. Why are you telling me this? Hana's silver skin seemed to glow dimly in the low light. Because unlike the others, I've studied Earth's history. Your people have faced extinction many times and survived through adaptation. The Alliance has grown comfortable with its power. They don't understand real danger anymore. She touched his arm briefly. Be careful, Captain. And whatever your ship can really do, don't wait too long to show it. Back aboard the metamorphosis asterisk, Jin called a meeting with his senior crew. In the secure briefing room, he explained the situation. We've been assigned to evacuation duty, he told them. Far from the fight. But that's not what we're going to do, is it? Asked Security Chief Min, a knowing look in his eyes. Jin shook his head. No. If those Reavers threaten anyone, we'll show the Alliance what Earth can do. Medical Officer Su looked concerned. Captain, disobeying Alliance orders during our first mission could have serious consequences. Earth needs this alliance. Earth needs respect, countered Min. We won't get that by following orders and staying hidden. Jin raised his hand to stop the argument. We'll follow orders until lives are at stake. Then we do what's necessary. He turned to his communication officer. Contact Engineer Da. Tell her to prepare the transformation systems for possible use. As the crew prepared for departure, they could hear chatter from other ships. The Alliance vessels were making final preparations, their crews talking openly about the primitive Earth ship that would probably get lost on the way. Jin smiled slightly as he took his seat in the command chair. Let them talk, he said to his bridge crew. Soon enough, they'll have nothing to say. The Metamorphosis detached from the station, its engines glowing with what appeared to be simple thruster fire. But deep inside, systems hummed with power that no alien had detected. The ship joined the Alliance fleet, taking position at the rear as ordered. To all watching eyes, it was the least impressive vessel in the formation. That would soon change. The fleet of Alliance ships moved through space toward mining Colony 7. From the outside, the Metamorphosis looked slow and clumsy compared to the sleek alien vessels. It stayed at the back of the group, exactly where Admiral Ta had ordered it to be. Inside the ship, Captain Jin called his bridge crew together. The time had come to tell them the truth. Our orders are to stay back and help with evacuation only, Jin said. He looked at each crew member's face before continuing. But that is not what we are going to do. Officer Lee raised her eyebrows. Captain, if those Void Reavers threaten any lives, we will engage them. We will show the Alliance what the Metamorphosis can really do. A heavy silence filled the bridge. Then Medical Officer Sue spoke up. Captain, I must object. Going against Alliance orders could damage Earth's position. We need their friendship. Security Chief Min shook his head. What we need is their respect. We won't get that by staying hidden in the shadows. This isn't about pride, Jin explained calmly. This is about saving lives. If we can help and choose not to, what kind of people are we? Jin pressed a button on his chair. Engineer Da, are the transformation systems ready? Day's voice came through the speaker. Yes, Captain. All systems are green. We can transform at your command. Good. Be ready. We may need to act quickly. As the ship continued its journey, the crew listened to the communication channels. The Alliance ships talked freely, not caring if the humans heard them. Look at that Earth ship lagging behind, said one alien captain. I'm surprised it can even keep up. I heard they still use manual controls for basic functions, another replied with a laugh. What do you expect from a species that only reached space a few hundred years ago? They're children playing with toys. Jin's crew looked angry, but he motioned for them to stay calm. Let them talk, he said. Words don't matter. Actions do. While appearing to move slowly, the Metamorphosis was actually gathering data. Hidden sensors, far more advanced than the Alliance knew, scanned deep space around them. They detected energy patterns that the other ships missed. Captain, called the sensor officer, I'm detecting something strange ahead. 4 energy signatures, not 3. Jin nodded, just as Hana warned us. There's another Reaver ship hiding somewhere. He turned to his pilot. Maintain current speed and position. We need to look slow and harmless for now. In the engine room, Dai worked with her team to prepare the ship's special systems. They moved quickly around the true heart of the Metamorphosis, a core of shifting metal that seemed alive. Power levels at maximum, reported Quan. Transformation modules all responding. We're ready whenever the captain gives the word. Day touched the core gently. It was her greatest creation. A new kind of metal that could change its shape and properties based on electrical signals. The entire ship was built around this technology. Soon, she whispered to the core, soon you'll show them what you can do. Back on the bridge, Jin received a message from Admiral Tae's flagship. Earth vessel. The Admiral's voice was cold. Remember your position. Stay at least 50 spatial units behind the main fleet. Your task is evacuation only. Do not engage under any circumstances. Understood, Admiral, Jin replied respectfully. But as soon as the channel closed, he turned to his crew. Prepare for possible combat. I want all systems ready. The pilot looked over her shoulder. Captain, we're approaching the colony. ETA 20 minutes. Jin nodded and sat back in his command chair. His face was calm, but his eyes were alert and ready. Let's see what these Void Reavers are really like, he said quietly. The asterisk metamorphosis asterisk continued forward, still looking like a primitive ship that had no business in a combat zone. Inside, power built up in systems that no alien had detected, waiting for the moment to be unleashed. Ahead, the darkness of space was broken by flashes of light. The battle had already begun. The true test of Earth's secret weapon was about to start. The three remaining Void Reavers sensed the death of their fellow. They stopped attacking the colony and turned toward the transformed Earth ship. Their dark forms pulsed with angry energy. "They're coming for us now," said Officer Lee, watching the sensor readings. All three at once. Jin nodded calmly. "Good. That will draw them away from the colony." He opened a channel to engineering. "Dai, we need more tricks. They've seen the filaments now. They'll be ready for that attack." "Don't worry, Captain," Dai replied. "The asterisk metamorphosis asterisk has many forms. I suggest configuration delta." "What will that do?" "You'll see." There was excitement in Dai's voice. "Just give the order." Jin trusted his chief engineer completely. "Do it. Begin transformation to configuration delta." The crew secured themselves again as the ship hummed with power. This time, the change was even more dramatic. The asterisk metamorphosis asterisk began to separate into three distinct pieces. "What's happening?" asked Security Chief Min, eyes wide with surprise. "The ultimate adaptation," Dai explained over the comm system. "We're becoming a multi-form attack unit." The ship split into three smaller vessels, each with its own systems and controls. Jin remained in command of the central section. Min and Lee found themselves in charge of the other two sections. "Can you hear me?" Jin asked through the new communication link. "Yes, Captain," Min's voice came back clearly. "I have full control of my section." "Same here," added Lee. "All systems functioning." Dai's voice broke in. "Each section has different abilities. Captain Jin, your center section has the strongest shields. Officer Min, your section has the fastest speed. Officer Lee, your section has the most powerful attack systems." The three Void Reavers hesitated, seemingly confused by the Earth ship's division. Then they separated too, each targeting one section of the asterisk metamorphosis asterisk. "Perfect," said Jin. "They're splitting their forces. Use your special abilities and stay in communication. We attack together." Min's section darted away at incredible speed, leading one Reaver on a chase around the battlefield. Lee's section confronted another Reaver head-on, its hull glowing with weapon energy. Jin's center section faced the largest Reaver, shields bright against the darkness. From the Alliance flagship, Admiral Tai and the other commanders watched in amazement. "Their ship can divide into autonomous units," said a Luminar scientist. "That should be impossible." "Their technology must have been hidden from our scans," added a Droxy commander. "But how?" Hannah watched with a smile. "Earth has always been good at surprising others. It's how they survived as a species." The battle moved too fast for most eyes to follow. Min's section flew in complex patterns, confusing the Reaver chasing it. Lee's section fired weapons unlike anything the Alliance had seen. Not energy beams or physical projectiles, but waves of resonant frequency that disrupted the Reaver's form. Jin's section took heavy hits from the largest Reaver, but its shields adapted with each impact, changing color and pattern to better absorb the attacks. "Their ship is learning during combat," whispered the Luminar scientist. "It's evolving." That was Dai's greatest achievement. The asterisk metamorphosis asterisk wasn't just transforming. It was analyzing each attack and improving its responses in real time. The three Earth sections began to coordinate their movements. Min's fast section would distract a Reaver, then lead it into range of Lee's weapons. Jin's section provided shield support when needed. One by one, the Reavers began to fail. Their dark forms became unstable as the Earth ship sections attacked from multiple angles with constantly changing methods. The second Reaver dissolved under a combined attack from Min and Lee's sections. The third fell soon after, unable to adapt to the Earth ship's evolving tactics. Only the largest reaver remained. It grew darker and seemed to pull in light from around it, gathering strength for a final attack. "It's building up a massive energy discharge," warned Da. "All sections, prepare for evasive action." Before they could move, an urgent message came from the colony. "Earth vessel, this is colony control. The final reaver attack damaged our main dome. We have a breach. Air is venting into space. Hundreds will die if it isn't sealed." Jin made an instant decision. "All sections, reconnect. We need to help the colony." The three parts of the asterisk metamorphosis asterisk flew toward each other, beginning their reunion. But the last reaver sought its chance. It launched its massive energy attack directly at the vulnerable ships as they started to merge. Everyone watching held their breath as Captain Jin's section of the asterisk metamorphosis asterisk wrapped around the final void reaver. The dark entity struggled, its energy pulsing against the Earth ship. "Final transformation beginning," Engineer Day announced. Her voice was calm but tired after controlling so many changes. Jin's section glowed with bright blue light. Its structure changed again, forming a perfect sphere around the reaver. Inside the sphere, a special kind of energy field took shape. "What are they doing?" Admiral Tai asked, leaning forward in his command chair. Hannah studied the readings on the screen before her. "They're creating some kind of containment field. But it's not just holding the reaver, it's redirecting its energy." Inside the sphere, Jin and his crew worked quickly. The reaver fought hard, trying to break free. Its dark energy struck the inner walls of their ship again and again. "Maintain the field," Jin ordered. "Dai, are you ready?" "Yes, Captain," she replied. "Recursive loop is prepared. Once activated, the reaver's energy-draining ability will be turned against itself." Jin nodded. "Do it." Day activated the final system of her amazing ship. The walls of the sphere began to reflect the reaver's energy back at it, but in a special pattern. Each time the dark entity tried to consume energy, it was forced to consume its own power. "It's working," reported Officer Lee. "The reaver's energy signature is decreasing." Outside, the Alliance ships and the colony watched as the sphere grew brighter. The light pulsed faster and faster until it was almost too bright to look at. Then, with a final flash, the light vanished. The sphere opened, revealing the asterisk metamorphosis asterisk section inside. The void reaver was gone, destroyed by its own power. A cheer went up from the colony and the Alliance ships. The final enemy was defeated. The three sections of the asterisk metamorphosis asterisk rejoined over the colony breach. The ship maintained its seal while repair teams from both Earth and the Alliance worked to fix the damage. Medical Officer Su led efforts to treat the injured colonists. By working together, they saved everyone who had survived the initial attack. 3 days later, an emergency meeting of the Galactic Alliance Council was called. The great meeting hall that had once been filled with mockery of Earth now hummed with excited conversation about the human ship. Captain Jin and Engineer Dai stood before the council. Admiral Tai addressed them. "Captain Jin, Engineer Dai," he began, his voice formal but respectful, "the Alliance owes you a great debt. Your vessel's capabilities saved not only the mining colony, but many Alliance ships as well, including my own." Jin nodded politely. "We were happy to help, Admiral." "We must know," said the Luminar representative, leaning forward with obvious curiosity. "How did you create such technology? Our scientists say it should be impossible." Day stepped forward. "The key was not trying to make stronger materials or more powerful weapons. Instead, we focused on adaptation." "Yes," Day explained. "Life on Earth has always survived through adaptation. Plants and animals change to meet new challenges. We applied this principle to our ship." She showed them a simple diagram. The asterisk metamorphosis asterisk is built with special metals that can change their structure based on electrical signals. The ship learns from each battle and improves itself. The Alliance scientists in the room whispered to each other excitedly. This was a completely different approach to space travel and combat. Admiral Ta stood up. The Council has reached a decision. Earth will no longer be considered a probationary member of the Alliance. You are invited to join as a full member with all rights and privileges. Jin smiled. Thank you, Admiral. Earth accepts your invitation. As the meeting ended, many Alliance officials crowded around Da, asking questions about her technology. Some offered trade deals or research partnerships. Hana approached Jin quietly. They're not laughing anymore, she said with a smile. Jin looked around at the aliens who had once mocked his ship. Now they treated him and his crew with respect. No, he agreed. They're not. Hana's eyes sparkled with curiosity. You know what impressed me most. Not just the technology, but how you used it. You could have shown your power right away, but you waited until lives were at stake. Jin nodded. That's the real lesson we hope to teach. Technology is important, but how you use it matters more. As they talked, a message came in from Earth. Jin read it and smiled. What is it? Hana asked. The asterisk Metamorphosis asterisk was just our first-generation vessel, Jin told her. Earth is sending out our second ship next month. Is it more advanced? Hana couldn't hide her excitement. Jin just smiled. You'll have to wait and see. But I promise you this. No one will laugh at Earth's ships ever again. The fleet arrived at Mining Colony 7 to find a scene of chaos. The colony was built on a small moon. Its main habitat was a large glass dome that now had cracks spreading across its surface. 3 Void Reaver ships circled it like hungry sharks. The Reavers were unlike any ships Captain Jin had ever seen. They were not solid. Their forms shifted and changed, like black smoke given shape. They seemed to swallow the light around them. All Alliance vessels, engage the enemy. Admiral Ta commanded over the communication channel. Earth ship, stay back and prepare for evacuation duties. Acknowledged, Admiral, Jin replied, but his hand hovered over the transformation controls. The Alliance ships moved forward with impressive speed. They were beautiful machines of war. Light flashed from their weapons as they fired at the Void Reavers. But something strange happened. The energy beams from the Alliance weapons hit the Reavers but caused no damage. Instead, the dark ships seemed to grow slightly larger. They're absorbing the energy, said Officer Lee, watching the sensor readings. The Alliance weapons are making them stronger. Several Alliance ships switched to physical weapons, metal projectiles fired at high speed. These passed straight through the Reaver ships, as if they were shooting at fog. Jin watched closely as the battle unfolded. The Alliance ships, for all their advanced technology, were not winning. 2 smaller vessels already showed damage from Reaver attacks. Captain, called the sensor officer, the 4th Reaver ship is moving. It was hiding behind the moon. It's heading toward the evacuation zone, directly toward us. Jin stood up. The moment had come. Contact Engineer Da, he ordered. Da's face appeared on the screen. Her eyes were bright with anticipation. Engineer Da, are we ready? Jin asked. Yes, Captain. All systems are green. The core is at full power. Jin nodded. Then it's time. Initiate Metamorphosis Protocol Alpha. A thrill ran through the crew. For years they had trained for this moment. Da smiled and pressed her hand to a glowing panel. Initiating transformation now. Throughout the ship, special harnesses lowered from the ceiling. The crew quickly strapped themselves in. These would keep them safe during the change. All crew secured, reported Security Chief Min. Jin tightened his own harness and gave the final command. Begin metamorphosis. At first, nothing seemed to happen. Then a low hum filled the ship. It grew louder, becoming a deep vibration that everyone could feel in their bones. Outside, the Alliance ships were too busy fighting to notice what was happening to the Earth vessel. Only Hana, watching from Admiral Ta's flagship, saw the first signs of change. Admiral, she said, pointing to a screen, look at the Earth ship. The rough exterior of the asterisk metamorphosis asterisk began to shift. Plates that had seemed welded in place slid apart, revealing smooth, shining surfaces beneath. The blocky shape started to flow like liquid metal, stretching and reshaping. Inside the ship, Di watched her monitors with fierce pride. Transformation at 40%, she reported. The crew felt the ship moving around them. Walls flowed and changed. Systems rearranged themselves. What had been the bridge stretched and expanded, giving them a wider view of space. Transformation at 60%, Di continued. The approaching Void Reaver slowed, as if confused by what it was seeing. Transformation at 80%, 90%. Alliance commanders watched in shock as the Earth vessel changed before their eyes. The primitive-looking ship was gone. In its place was something sleek and powerful, with a hull made of interlocking scales that shimmered with energy. Transformation complete, announced Da. The ship that now faced the Void Reaver bore little resemblance to the one that had arrived at the station. It moved with new speed and grace, accelerating toward the threat. On Admiral Tay's flagship, silence fell over the bridge. The alien commanders stared at their screens in disbelief. Hana smiled softly. I knew there was something different about them, she whispered. The transformed asterisk metamorphosis asterisk raced toward the Void Reaver, ready to show the true power of Earth technology. While Captain Jin dealt with the aliens on the station, Chief Engineer Da worked deep inside the asterisk metamorphosis asterisk. The ship's engine room looked nothing like the rough exterior. Here, everything gleamed with advanced technology. Day moved her hands across a control panel that responded to her touch. The panel glowed blue, showing complex diagrams of the ship's true systems. These systems remained hidden from the alien scans. How are the core stabilizers? Dai asked her assistant, Engineer Quan. Perfect, Chief, Quan replied. The outer hull still looks primitive, but inside, we're ready. Day nodded with satisfaction. This ship was her life's work. She remembered when no one believed in her ideas. 10 years ago, she had presented her transformation theories to Earth's top science academy. The room had been full of old men in white coats who shook their heads. Impossible, they had said. A ship cannot change its structure while in space. The stress would tear it apart. Metal cannot flow and reform without melting, others had argued. Your ideas break the laws of physics. Da had left that room with her head down, but her mind still working. She had continued her research alone in a small lab, using all her savings. Then one day, General Sung had visited her. He was a tall man with serious eyes and an open mind. Show me, he had said simply. Da had demonstrated her small model, a metal cube that could change its shape without heat, using only electrical signals and a special material she had created. General Sung had watched in silence. Then he had said words that changed everything. Build it full size. I'll get you the money. Now, years later, the asterisk metamorphosis asterisk floated in space, its true nature hidden from alien eyes. Day touched a screen showing the ship's transformation modules, all green. Ready. The ship's communication system turned on. Engineer Da, came Captain Jin's voice. We have a situation. There's an attack on Mining Colony 7. The Alliance is preparing a response. Will we join them? Dai asked, her heart beating faster. Yes, they've assigned us to evacuation duty, far from the fight. Day smiled slightly. And if the fight comes to us? Then we show them what Earth can really do, Jin replied, his voice firm. Just as their conversation ended, the ship's sensors detected movement near the outer hull. Chief, Quan called out, we have visitors. Day quickly changed all screens to show fake, primitive-looking systems. Regular positions, she ordered her team. Remember, we're just simple humans. The engine room door opened with a hiss. 3 aliens walked in, led by Commander Krell of the Alliance inspection team. He had 4 arms and skin that changed color with his mood. Right now, he was a shade of amused purple. So this is Earth's best technology, Krell said, looking around with 3 blinking eyes. How quaint. Day bowed slightly. Welcome to our engine room, Commander. Krell walked around, touching pipes and looking at gauges with obvious contempt. Actual physical meters. We haven't used those in centuries. His 2 assistants took pictures and made notes, occasionally sharing looks that needed no translation. What's this? Krell asked, pointing to a large metal container. Our main reactor, Dad explained, knowing that the real reactor was hidden behind false walls. It uses actual nuclear fission. How have you not polluted your entire ship? Krell laughed. And these cooling pipes, so inefficient. Day kept her face neutral, though her hands tightened behind her back. We do our best with what we know. The inspection continued for an hour. The aliens poked and prodded, making little effort to hide their sense of superiority. Well, Krell said finally, I've seen enough. Your ship is cleared for the rescue mission, though I can't imagine how you'll help. Try not to get in the way of real ships. After they left, Day's team allowed themselves quiet laughter. If they only knew, Quan said, touching a hidden panel that revealed the ship's true reactor, a perfect sphere of energy contained in a field of force. They'll know soon enough, Day replied, her eyes gleaming with anticipation. The transformation will be quite a show. The asterisk metamorphosis asterisk hummed quietly, hiding its secrets, waiting for the moment to reveal its true power. The Alliance commanders watched in stunned silence as the Earth ship completed its transformation. Where once had been a clumsy, box-shaped vessel, now floated a sleek predator. Its hull shimmered with a metal no one in the Alliance had seen before. On the bridge of his flagship, Admiral Ta stood frozen. What is that? He finally asked. Hannah stepped forward. That, Admiral, is the real Earth ship. Aboard the transformed asterisk metamorphosis asterisk, Captain Jin felt the new power humming through the ship. The bridge had expanded, giving a clear view in all directions. Control panels that had looked primitive now glowed with advanced displays. All systems online, reported Officer Lee. Her fingers danced across the new controls. Weapons ready. Shields at full power. Jin smiled for the first time since leaving Earth. Helm, take us to intercept the 4th Reaver. The ship moved with incredible speed, closing the distance to the approaching Void Reaver in seconds. The dark entity seemed to hesitate, as if sensing a new kind of threat. Jin opened a channel to the engine room. Engineer Day, your creation is performing beautifully. Day's face appeared on a floating screen. She was strapped into a special chair surrounded by holographic displays. This is just the beginning, Captain. The ship can do much more. Show me, Jin said. Day nodded and pressed several controls. Activating adaptive defense systems. The outer hull of the asterisk metamorphosis asterisk shifted again. The scales realigned themselves, creating new patterns that glowed with soft blue light. What are those? Asked Security Chief Min, pointing to the hull. Energy absorption plates, Day explained. They're designed to take in the Reaver's attacks and convert them to power for our systems. The Void Reaver seemed to sense the danger. It stopped its advance and began to gather darkness around itself. Then it struck, sending a wave of cold energy toward the Earth ship. Impact in 3 seconds, warned Officer Lee. Hold steady, Jin ordered. Let's see what Day's system can do. The dark energy hit the asterisk metamorphosis asterisk, but did not damage it. Instead, the blue glow on the hull brightened as the scales absorbed the attack. Power levels rising, reported Quan from engineering. The absorption plates are working. Jin turned to his weapons officer. Now let's show them how Earth fights back. Deploy resonance filaments. Long, thin strands of shining metal extended from the ship. They reached toward the Void Reaver like searching fingers. What are those? Admiral Tai asked, watching from his flagship. I don't know, admitted his science officer. Nothing in our database matches this technology. The filaments made contact with the Reaver's dark form. At first, nothing seemed to happen. Then the reaver began to vibrate. Its edges became less defined, its form less solid. The filaments are creating a feedback loop, explained Dai over the ship's communications. They're matching the reaver's energy frequency and disrupting it. The void reaver tried to pull away, but the filaments followed, maintaining contact. The dark ship's form wavered more violently. It's working, Jin said, watching intently. Keep the pressure on. The reaver changed tactics. It sent a massive surge of energy down the filaments, trying to overload the Earth ship. Jin felt the deck vibrate beneath his feet. Dai. This is perfect, she replied, her eyes bright with excitement. Activating transformation beta. The asterisk metamorphosis asterisk shuddered and began to change again. Its sleek form shifted into something new, a more aggressive shape with multiple attack surfaces. The filaments thickened and multiplied. The energy from the reaver flowed into the ship, but instead of causing damage, it fed the transformation. We're using its own attack to power our change, Dad explained. The Alliance ships had stopped fighting to watch the incredible scene. Their most advanced weapons had failed against the reavers, yet this Earth ship was actually winning. Impossible, whispered Admiral Ta. The void reaver's form began to collapse in on itself as the resonance filaments disrupted its cohesion. With a final pulse of dark energy, it dissolved into nothingness. A cheer went up from the crew of the asterisk metamorphosis asterisk. They had defeated a void reaver, something the Alliance had failed to do. Jin opened a channel to all ships. This is Captain Jin of Earth Vessel asterisk metamorphosis asterisk. We have neutralized one reaver. We're moving to assist with the others. There was a long pause before Admiral Ta responded. His voice had lost its condescending tone. Understood, Earth Vessel. We welcome your assistance. Jin looked at his proud crew and nodded. Let's show them what else we can do. Captain Jin stood tall on the bridge of Earth's starship asterisk metamorphosis asterisk. His dark eyes focused on the huge space station that grew larger on the view screen. This was humanity's big moment, their first meeting with the Galactic Alliance. Station Control has sent docking instructions, Captain, said Officer Lee, her fingers moving quickly across her control panel. Follow their path exactly, Jin ordered. We are guests here. The asterisk metamorphosis asterisk moved slowly toward the massive station. Hundreds of alien ships surrounded it. Some looked like shining crystals. Others resembled giant sea creatures. All made Earth's ship look simple and old. Jin straightened his blue uniform jacket. He knew what would happen next. The asterisk metamorphosis asterisk had been built with visible welding seams and rough edges on purpose. Its boxy shape and dull gray hull made it look primitive. This was all part of the plan. As they approached the docking bay, voices came through the communication system. The aliens weren't being careful about what they said. Is that really from Earth? It looks like they built it from scrap metal, said one voice. Another laughed. Are those actual windows? How have they not killed themselves yet? Jin's face remained calm, but Officer Min at the security station clenched his jaw. They don't know anything, he whispered. That's the point, Jin replied quietly. The ship docked with a heavy thud. Unlike the smooth, silent docking of alien vessels, the asterisk metamorphosis asterisk made noise and shook slightly. More laughs came through the still-open channel. Jin led his small team to the airlock. Remember, he told them, we are representing all of Earth. Stay calm no matter what they say. The airlock door opened with a hiss of air. On the other side stood a group of aliens. At the front was Admiral Ta of the Drosini people. He stood 7 feet tall with blue-tinted skin and eyes that blinked sideways. Captain Jin of Earth, Admiral Ta said, not extending his hand in greeting. Welcome to Central Station. We've prepared a suitable area for your vessel. The meaning was clear. They had put Earth's ship far from their more advanced vessels. Thank you, Admiral, Jin said with a slight bow. We appreciate your hospitality. As they walked through the station's wide corridors, aliens of all kinds stopped to stare. Some pointed, others whispered. A group of reptilian Droxy diplomats didn't even try to hide their amusement. "Look at their uniforms," one said loudly. "Actual fabric. How primitive." "I heard their ship still uses combustion in some systems," another added. "Combustion. Like early spaceflight." Jin and his team kept walking, faces forward, steps even. They had trained for this. The diplomatic meeting hall was enormous. Representatives from 50 advanced civilizations sat in tiered seats. Earth's team was given a small table near the back. Admiral Tai addressed the gathering. "Today we welcome Earth as observers to our alliance. Though they are barely space-capable, the Council has voted to allow them this opportunity to learn from more advanced species." The condescension in his voice was hard to miss. Several delegates nodded in agreement, looking at the humans with expressions ranging from pity to amusement. As the meeting continued, Jin noticed one alien watching him with different eyes. She was an Illyrian, humanoid with silver skin and white hair that seemed to float around her head. Unlike the others, her expression showed genuine curiosity. During a break, she approached Jin. "I am Hannah, junior diplomat of Illyria," she said in perfect English. "I find your ship's design interesting." Jin raised an eyebrow. "Most find it laughable. Most lack imagination," Hannah replied. "There is elegance in simplicity, sometimes, and appearances can be deceiving." For the first time since arriving, Jin allowed himself a small smile. "Yes," he said, "they certainly can be." As they spoke, an emergency light began flashing. Admiral Tai rushed to a communication panel, his face growing serious as he listened. "The meeting will pause," he announced. "We've received a distress call from Mining Colony 7. They report an attack by unknown forces." Jin caught Hannah's eye. The real test of Earth's ship would come sooner than planned. The newly transformed Metamorphosis hovered in space, its shape now designed for rescue operations. The hull had formed smooth curves with extending supports, like arms ready to embrace and protect. "Colony breach located," reported Officer Lee. "Main habitat dome, Section 4. Losing air fast." "Take us in," ordered Jin. "Prepare hull extensions for emergency sealing." The Earth ship moved quickly toward the damaged colony dome. Behind it, the final Void Reaver gathered its strength for another attack. The dark entity seemed angry now, its form pulsing with violent energy. In the command center of the Alliance flagship, Admiral Ta watched with growing concern. "The Earth vessel is ignoring the remaining Reaver to help the colony," he said. "They'll be vulnerable." Hannah stepped forward. "Then perhaps we should help protect them, Admiral." Ta hesitated, then nodded. "All ships, move to engage the final Reaver. Give the Earth vessel time to save the colonists." Alliance ships turned and headed toward the dark entity. For the first time, they were following Earth's lead instead of mocking it. The Metamorphosis reached the damaged colony dome. The breach was large. A jagged hole 30 meters across, venting atmosphere into space. Inside, colonists in emergency suits were trying to help others reach safety, but many lay still, caught without protection when the air began to escape. "We need to seal that breach and get medical teams inside," Jin said. "Dai, can we do it?" "Yes, Captain," Day replied. Activating rescue configuration. The ship's hull flowed and extended, forming a perfect seal over the breach. Special tubes extended from the ship into the colony, pumping in breathable air. Other parts of the hull formed a temporary airlock, allowing medical teams from the Metamorphosis to enter the damaged section. Medical Officer Sue led the emergency response. "We have multiple casualties," she reported. "Beginning treatment now." While the rescue operation continued, the Alliance fleet engaged the last Reaver. Their weapons still had little effect, but they managed to distract it from attacking the Earth ship. The distraction didn't last long. 2 Alliance cruisers took heavy damage, their shields failing under the Reaver's assault. Then the dark entity turned its attention to Admiral Tay's flagship. "Our shields are failing," reported Ta's second-in-command. "We cannot withstand another direct hit." Jin listened to the Alliance communications with growing concern. The flagship carried hundreds of crew members. If it was destroyed, the entire Alliance command structure would be lost. "We need to help them," Jin decided. "Dai, can we maintain the colony seal and still fight?" "Not in our current configuration," Dad explained. "But there is another option, a riskier one." "What is it?" "Configuration Gamma. Triple division while maintaining a physical connection to the colony. 2 sections can fight while one keeps the breach sealed." Jin didn't hesitate. "Do it." The Metamorphosis began another transformation. This time, instead of fully separating, the ship extended 2 major sections that could move independently while a central section remained fixed over the colony breach. Jin took control of one combat section, with Min commanding the other. Both sections moved to intercept the Reaver before it could deliver a final blow to the Admiral's ship. "This is Captain Jin to Admiral Ta. Move your vessel behind us. We'll shield you." Tae's voice sounded surprised but grateful. "Acknowledged, Earth vessel. And thank you." The 2 combat sections of the Metamorphosis positioned themselves between the Reaver and the damaged flagship. They moved in perfect coordination, like dancers performing a complex routine. "Attack pattern Epsilon," Jin ordered. "Use feedback loops on multiple frequencies." The Reaver struck with massive force, but the Earth ship sections absorbed the attacks. Their hulls glowed brighter with each hit, storing the energy. "Now, redirect the absorbed energy," Jin commanded. Both sections released the stored energy in carefully calibrated pulses. The Reaver's form began to destabilize under the assault. Hannah watched from the Admiral's ship, her eyes wide. "They're using the Reaver's own energy against it." The dark entity seemed to realize it was losing. It changed tactics, suddenly diving down toward the colony. It aimed directly for the 3rd section of the Metamorphosis that was maintaining the breach seal.